Second. Yes, I just got out of bed. Well, in the last hour. I'll wait for everybody to come in. Hey, everybody. I'm just going to wait for more people to come in. I know I kind of threw this at you. As I said, I'm not even sure I should be on live stream. I am not in a great mental frame of mind right now. Haven't been for about a week. I've been suffering from, I won't even talk about it. There's such dark days right now, you know? And it's just kind of, you know, it's one thing to be looking at the world and things going on in the world as an observer, and it's another to get smacked in the face with stuff that's going on in the world, you know? I lost a friend last night. Found out at 12:30. Now, I haven't seen this friend in 30 years or more, probably more. But it doesn't mean we didn't keep up with phone calls and share each other stuff with share stuff with each other on Messenger and stuff. BlackRock, did you get the email for Barbara's seeds? I don't know so much whether it's a loss or my loss or a loss for the world. I'm in a pretty dark place right now, guys. And it's not just the death of my friend. I think the world's catching up to me. Oh, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. Just give me a second. I just checked my messenger last night and I found out my best friend told me, and her cousin, the woman who passed, her cousin. The thing is I don't understand. She was one of the bravest, strongest, beautiful souls I have ever seen. And I know she's been through shit, you know. And smart. Like university level smart. And she died by assisted suicide because of pain. Do you have any idea how close that hits to home? I remember when abortion needed a panel of doctors to approve it, and it took up to 2 weeks. But assisted suicide only takes 2 doctors sharing the diagnosis and 1 witness to the signature. And it's not just that. I'm sorry she was in pain. I know I'm usually so full of hope and so full of hope. Why? I'm usually so full of hope, and I'm usually so full of, but I'm having trouble parting the darkness, folks. I really am. First person that ever got me drunk. It's like an avalanche, and it wasn't just this. It's been stuff that's been leading up to. This was just the cap, you know. This was the straw. This was the straw. This was the last straw for me. We got governments. We got governments lying to their people, lining their pockets and the pockets of their friends with illegal money. You got world leaders lying to their people and laundering money through war. You got cost of living prices so bad that food banks are now their food banks are double, triple, and quadruple the people that use them right now. And even the food banks are being robbed. What is wrong with this world? What is wrong? Yeah, he's out in the garage. And it's okay, because Howie doesn't know what to do with me when I'm like this. I don't think I've ever been like this. I don't think I've ever been this deep in the bottom of despair for our world. Listen. I'm sorry, folks. This just hit me at a really low point. January's a shitty month for me, but in the last few days, my eyes have been completely open to what's going on in the world, and it's scary, and it's angering, and it's sad. And all we got is God, you know? All we got is each other. I know these are the times we selected to be in. I know that somewhere I chose this. I chose this life before I was born, and I get it. I get it. What I don't get is why. Why is this allowed to go on? Why is the systematically lining of the politicians' pockets with world destruction is allowed to happen? When was the last time we actually had a say? And don't tell me it's when we voted, because even voting doesn't work. If voting worked, Biden wouldn't be in. If voting worked, Trudeau wouldn't be in. If it, you know what I mean? There's been opportunities after opportunities to get these people out of power before they ruin North America completely, and yet they're still there, laughing and smiling and stumbling through, their puppet strings. Okay. Normally, neither would Trudeau. Trudeau wouldn't be back in. He wouldn't. Everything's broken, And just give me a second, folks, okay? I'm really, really sorry I'm burdening you with this. I got sage sticks. promise I'll lighten up in a minute, guys. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Yes, your mama, baby. You might be a girl, aren't you? What would I do without you, eh? Eh? Mommy's your little girl. Hey, yes. Oh, yes. I just cleaned your ears yesterday, so they shouldn't be itchy. What was that? Which is your moment, baby? You look over there and you say, you got this. You got mommy. Yeah, you want one? Yeah, I know. It doesn't really smell like sage, does it, Gracie? There you go. Want one more? That's it, because it gives you the toots. Here. Yes, your moment, baby. It's effective against negativity, negative energy. I'm sorry, folks. I shouldn't have come on here. I really shouldn't have come on here. But we didn't even know it. We were experiencing the fever stage now. So remember that it will end. Hang in, everyone, and look for the good stuff. I'm trying, Ellie. I'm trying. Okay. But it's not just the loss of Barb. Like Barb and I, it's like my best friend Geraldine. Okay. Geraldine knew Barb. We all kind of grew. As a matter of fact, Geraldine was best friends with her younger sister. And we haven't seen each other in well over probably 40 years, you know? But she was one of those people that you could pick up the phone and talk, and it would be like no time has passed at all. Same with my friend Geraldine. You know what I mean? And I just don't know why. I guess if you're gonna it's just the one more thing on top of some of the stuff I've been wrestling with emotionally, you know? It's not the loss. It's how it happened. That she was in so much pain that she requested assisted suicide. And I never knew. Maybe she didn't tell a lot of people because she didn't want people talking her out of it. I don't know. I know. Her life was a battle. From day one, her life was a battle. And that's why I say she was one of the bravest, most courageous people I ever knew. Such a big soul and a big heart and a big intellect in such a tiny body. don't understand. I don't understand. Now, I get that. I get that there's, when I heard about assisted suicide in Canada, I was just livid. When is death ever a solution? Oh, and don't forget, you got to have a health card to get it. Oh, man, these last 3-4 years have been real buggers to live with. But we're here, aren't we? And I'm supposed to accept that everything happens for a reason, even when it guts you. I don't know. I won't ask what next. I won't, because I'm terrified to find out. Your aunt used it last week, potato head. All right. So my time allotment for feeling sorry for myself is done. All I can think of is when we drove home from Port Hope, when Mom was bringing her apartment here. And I drove a standard accent all the way home from Port Hope. Standard, as in stick shift. And I ended up in the hospital that night with back pain so bad I was screaming, and I couldn't stop myself from screaming every time I moved. And it upset my son so much that he thought I was dying. I said, "No, honey, it's just pain." And I laid in the ER on the gurney. And they said, and they gave them the list of the pain medications I could no longer take. And they said, "Wow, there's not much left." I said, "How about a bullet?" God forgive me. But pain can wear you down to such a point when you can't even walk. Change the subject for a brighter mind. I don't even know what I'm doing here anymore. I really don't know what I'm doing here. What's my purpose in being here? When I can't help the people I love. Okay. Give me a second, okay? Oh, God, please help me. Please help me to bear the weight of the crushing sadness, the crushing awareness of what's going on in the world. Please, God, just help me keep putting one foot in front of the other, because I know this too shall pass, but all right. I've been taught to work in solution. So I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to keep praying, and I'm going to keep on trucking and hope that, oh God, who willingly wants to be out? What was I thinking when I came into this world asking to see the reality for what it is? No, she never asked me for help. She never told me. I mean, whenever I put a pain post up or whatever, she always responded because I guess she knew. I don't even know what was causing her pain. Anyway. Somebody made a suggestion that I have been given so much tea that like the seeds, maybe I should do a tea giveaway. Tea seems to be the one thing in my life that I can count on. Well, I mean, I can count on Howie and I can count on my dog, but tea is the one thing that's supposed to cure all ills, and that's the way I was raised. I'll never complain about pain again. Because what if they offer it to me? I mean, what kind of... Never mind. Really, Ellie? And someone also, is Alice Silva here? Well, there's a lot of tea I won't ever drink, Sherry. Trust me, I've got bags of it, right? I just got a whole box of passion fruit, which is one of my favorites. Hey, Rebecca. Hi, Alice. Somebody else suggested that we try a Valentine's seed exchange for you to practice with. Now, Alice, I don't know if you're going to take on the responsibility of doing the greeting card exchange next year or if you want to do a practice run for this year. I don't know if you want me to give you all the names and addresses and you organize it, or if you want to organize it and send it back to me to mail out. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay? Honey, guys, when I say don't give away my tea, I mean I have a lot of tea. Hundreds of tea bags that I will probably never use. I know it doesn't go bad, but I've got a whole bunch from Jennifer, from that, there's inflammation tea and there's all sorts of stuff. And I don't want to give that away, but I've got bags. I've got probably a gallon bag of tea bags that I would love to share. You hear they're going to make seed swaps illegal. When are we going to stop the bullcrap? When are we going to say, you know what, you have no say? Okay, you have no say in who I share my bounty with. You have no say about who comes into my home. You have no say about what I grow because plants are plants, right? They wouldn't grow here if we couldn't do it, right? Barter items in, yeah, but who's going to want tea? Like, herbal teas, right? Okay, Alice, you email me and let me know what part of it you're willing to do. Okay? It's a big job. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Unless you have questions, but we'll discuss it in an email. Please email me and we'll talk about it later today. Okay? I cannot wait for the day to happen. What day? I'm not sure I understand there. Stand there, just me. They're trying to stop farmers from selling meat straight to the public. Me too, Angie Mac. Me too. I'm a 59-year-old teenager. Rated the Amish farmer. Well, not all tea is made with milk, right? All right, just email me, Alice, and we'll talk, okay? I need to know if you want to completely take it over, or if you need me for guidance, or if you need me to tell you how I've done it, or whatever like that. Please email me and tell me if there's anything you need to know, okay? Yeah, but if a lot of people push back about the meat issue, maybe they'll get a clue. I order my meat right from the farmer. And it goes to the butcher. It's actually being wrapped tomorrow. I'll probably get my pork next week and my beef maybe the week after. Old King Coal tea? I don't know. I don't have any of that. I drink Tetley for the most part, and Yorkshire Gold when I can get my hands on it. And I drink water. The only the passion fruit tea I'm really excited about. Do you know why? Because it makes great iced tea in the summertime. It's delicious. It's better than pop or Kool-Aid or anything else. It's just passion fruit tea and organic sugar and well water and steeped in the sun. It's going to be amazing. I'll drink it all summer long. You watch. Okay, brain not working. Don't worry about it today, sweetheart, okay? All the meat off his property. Where was this, Lacey Black? Like, is this US or Canada? I have the raid. Berry and Lion's tea here in Ireland. I'm a Yorkshire. I'm a Taylor's a Harrogate girl. And then when I can't afford that or I can't find that, I drink Tetley. To make some jelly with passion fruit tea. How would you do that? Wouldn't that be the taste be bitter? I drink iced tea all year round. There you go. U.S. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. No sharing seeds with our friends, but last year people were getting random unknown seeds from China. That was the year before, actually, hun, because I got a bunch of random seeds from China. And there were people asking people not to plant them, and that's fine because they could have been, maybe there was just some Chinese person wanting to be helpful. Maybe it was an invasion of plant. Maybe they wanted to invade with plants that are not indigenous to our country, but might become a problem. You know, um, Drink Diet Mountain Dew or unsweetened tea. Diabetic can't have the sugar. I don't do anything with artificial sweeteners. And Mountain Dew is really bad for you, but that's just my personal opinion. Canada needs to watch what they're buying, as they made it a law last year that companies no longer need to write in all the ingredients. Why do you think I'm buying from a farmer? So, from the sounds of it, in the next few days, because it's going to have to happen fast, if it's going to get put together, but we're going to do another greeting card seed exchange, and Alice Silva is going to run it this time. A, because I'm just too tired, and B, she has software that will help her do it better than I could, right? I'm getting that winter storm now, expecting 7 inches of snow where I am, and I'll get more. So you're in Pennsylvania, Linda? Taking not the UK. I save my seeds from my crops. Well, I got parsnip seeds from a parsnip that I accidentally overwintered. When I thought I cleaned out that bed last year, I thought I got it all. But I planted garlic in it. Don't ask me. I'm never planting garlic again. But when stuff began to grow, I saw one leaf that I knew was parsnip. And I know parsnips are biennial. That means they only go to seed in the second year. So I saved. Mind you, it's going to be an SH. Okay, I'm dropping crap all over the place. Where is it? This is what I got. Look, those are all parsnip seeds. And what happened is when it went to flower, I just tied like muslin over it with like a loose fitting tie, so that as the seeds fell or as they went dry, I could catch them in the bit of cheesecloth, right? Parsnips are different. They look like a white carrot, but they're not a white carrot. Okay? They're a root vegetable that you do not ever eat raw. Carrots are something that you can eat raw, but you get more vitamins if they're partially cooked. My dad loved parsnips. So I may put a bed of parsnips in this year, but I still got parsnips from last year. No, the year before. So, but seeds like that. Hey, honey. Can I have a hug? I'm on live, but I need a hug.
Jersey hug.
I don't care. It's just, I'm still in shock from Mark.
Well, yeah. That's kind of,
I had no idea. I had no idea.
No, me neither.
Yeah. Any, what? Hey?
Whipping into the hardware store.
Can you get me some bleach? Just a small bottle. I needed that. I'm going back to check them out, even though I haven't figured out exactly what I'm growing this year. My dad kicked ass growing his garden. I will miss him so much during the gardening. He was my go-to. Well, everybody sends hugs, Howie. Are you going to take Gracie for the ride? I know, but she'd like to go anyway.
My car's not presentable for even a dog.
Oh, okay, okay. Just a hug and he's out again. Yeah, that's that. What I don't tell you about Howie's hugs is their magic. Did you know that, dear? Your hugs are magic. He's magic. There's my first smile today. Anyway, so I let this one parsnip grow. Now, parsnips, you want to look them up. They're a root vegetable. They look like white carrots. But my dad I hated parsnips growing up because my dad got given a pressure cooker when I was like 12 or 13. And he would make stew. Now, my dad loved parsnips, but he would make stew or soup in the pressure cooker, and he'd put parsnips in it, and everything tasted like parsnips. The trick to parsnips is I was dating this guy, and I went to visit his grandparents with him. He introduced me to his grandparents. Psycho Rob, we'll never talk about this again. And Grandma Brown, put on the full British, because she went through the Blitz with 4 kids, like 3 kids and a baby and an infant, sheltering them under her kitchen table during the Blitz, shit like that. Anyway, she made a full English lunch, full English Sunday dinner at like 1 p.m. And there was everything. I mean, there was enough food for 16 people, not just 4. And she said, she was telling me what we were going to eat. And I said, I don't do parsnips. I said, I can't stand them. She said, you'll try mine. Now, this was the type of person that you just didn't argue with, right? You don't argue with an Iron War horse who protected her 4 children throughout the Blitz in England. So I tried her parsnips. Oh my God. She said, the trick is to make sure they've gotten some frost. It helps to sweeten them. You peel them, boil them, and you whip them. Whip them with butter and salt and pepper. I love parsnips. No, I didn't find the remote. I don't want to talk about it. There's husband magic. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly. I'm taking not the UK for seeds. So, what do neeps taste like? Parsnips? If they're cooked properly, like you just don't want them. Some people fry them, but I can them and then I usually put them in a root mash. But if you do them all by themselves, if they've had a frost and you bring them in and you peel them and you cut them up and you boil them till they're soft enough to be whipped, then you add butter, salt, and pepper and you whip them, and they're creamier and tastier than mashed potatoes. There's no vegetable texture to them. They're creamy. It's just delicious. Hey, Tina. Oh, you'll try mine. That's right. That's right. I mean, let's face it. Howie tried liver for me, even though he knew he didn't like it, right? But then his mom wasn't always the greatest cook either, right? So it just goes to, he didn't like it. But it just goes to show you that not everybody's cooking abilities are equal. And the fact that he tried the liver shows you that how many things over our 30 years of marriage that he said he didn't like, and then I fed it to him and he liked it, like turnips, rutabagas. He hated rutabagas. Well, we call them turnips here, not the whites kind, the white globe kind, but these are the rusty colored ones, the golden ones with the purple tops. I call them Laurentian Swedes. But I call them turnips. But some people call them Swedes. Some people call them rutabagas. But here in Canada, we just call them turnips, and that's what they're labeled as. But I said, you'll try mine. And I boiled, because his mother never put sugar in them because she was a diabetic. and she never cooked them to the point where they could be mashed, like really fluffy. So same thing, butter, salt and pepper, but a tablespoon of brown sugar. Cuts the acidity and makes them lovely. I've made pie out of leftover turnip. I've got it on video. Hey, Terry Harmon, how's it going? Always roasted is my favorite. Well, you're going to have to give me that recipe, Sherry Leach, so I can try it. Just me. I sadly often miss your lives, but try to watch when I can and vids, and I have to go. But I want to wish you a good rest of the day filled with love. Take care. Thank you, Just Me. I don't do nutmeg. You know, some people don't like cilantro. Like Julia Childs would never have cilantro in her kitchen. I can, you know, Howie's not fond of it. Some people, cilantro tastes like soap. So, I mean, some people just can't taste what other people taste when it comes to something delicious, right? I heard you love it or you hate it. Yeah, cilantro equals soap. And I use cilantro in my salsa, green tomato salsa verde, and Howie wasn't that fond of it. Soapy, exactly. And yet some people like pearly white just love it, right? Hi, Angie. Nutmeg is not something I enjoy. I remember when I worked in the bakery, I had someone bring a pie back and said, this is horrible. It doesn't even taste like apple pie. And I'm going, what do you mean? And he said, taste it. And I went, where's the cinnamon? And he said, exactly. He said, all I can taste is nutmeg. And they didn't put cinnamon in their apple pie. They put nutmeg. And the problem is it doesn't taste like a fucking apple pie. You know what I mean? Apple's pie requires cinnamon. And if you don't put any seasoning at all, that's great. Just a little bit of lemon juice, but never put... I have nutmeg, but I mean, when I put a pinch of nutmeg in, we're talking just like that much. Because nutmeg is one of those things that I can't stand. Skunk smells. Really? It's okay. Laughter is the singing of the angels. Laughter is the best medicine, isn't it? Isn't it? I like parsley, but cilantro, hated nutmeg and cloves. The hot flash changed my tastes, or maybe it was the Rona. What's a Rona? Well, you know, so getting back to the parsnips. Parsnips are a biennial. And I'm really excited that even though I don't grow parsnips, I'm really excited. I think I'm going to grow some this year and use them in a mash, replacing potatoes sometimes. But they're also good when you add them with rutabaga, carrots, rutabaga, carrots, and parsnips in a mash whipped with butter and salt and pepper. Is really good, right? Corona night. Oh, okay. You can get them on too much. I'm thinking Rona is the vid. It's a metal detoxifier. Really, Angie? Well, I should get some of that. I should, start cooking with it. I am thinking, okay. So anyway, I left some carrots that were too small to harvest. I left them in the bed. In the carrot bed. Now I'm going to plant something completely different in that bed this year so that if carrots come up, I will know that they are going to go to seed. I would really like to get carrots to go to seed because carrot, like I had beets. I overwintered beets, small beets. They didn't do a damn thing. But I got parsnip seeds, so I'm greatly encouraged. How much did you know you can get him high on nutmeg? No. Makes a salsa so fresh and crisp. I know some people can't eat it. We call it the vid in our house after watching Kevin Hart's episode. I don't know what the vid means. What does that mean? Oh, I get it. The vid. Got it. It's the second half. Got it. They got too long in the bucket. No, I didn't find the remote. I'm hoping, like, I'm probably going to put something lightweight in the carrot bed where I left carrots. When I say something lightweight, I mean something like leeks. I have to check and see if they're a companion thing. But something that's not going to put out a lot of bushy, because remember I did in the garlic bed is where the parsnip came up. So I'm wondering if leeks or another onion, because they don't get bushy tops to shade what may be coming up, I'm wondering if I should do that. What kind of carrots do I grow? Oh my God, I grew everything. I grew these dark purple carrots. I grew rainbow carrots, and I grew orange carrots. What kind of carrots am I going to grow this year? Somebody's actually sending me pepper seeds because I gave all mine away except for this one. Now, is there any left in here? I don't think so. Yeah, there's a few left in here. These are the ones I grew last year. And these are Carnival Blend. These were Carnival Blend mixed sweet peppers. And I'm looking at the name right there. You see that where it says sweet pepper? 75 to 80% of these came out as little multicolored hot peppers. And I thought this would be awesome. So these are the only ones I didn't give a share. Like some of the people who are getting seeds from the second seed draw are going to get packets like this that have been sealed shut because there's still seeds left, right? This one didn't get set out because it's the wrong peppers. I got white peppers and green peppers, and the rest were all hot peppers. So I'm going to try again, but let's see. Let's talk about the carrots. See, these are the rutabagas I grow. They're called Laurentians. They're Laurentians, purple top Laurentians. I have beets. Where am I looking for here? I have tons of carrots, guys. I have tons of carrots. They must be on the other side. I have. These are from Magnitska. This would probably do 2 beds. I don't know what these are because it's in Polish, but there's 50% more. I got more hollyhocks than God's Got Ideas, which is awesome. Where's the rest of my carrots? This is what I mean when I say rutabaga. These are Laurentian Swedes. I planted some of these. I still have some of those left. Where the heck are all my carrot seeds go? They must be here. Hang on, I'm looking at my bin backwards. There's my problem. Everything's facing the other way. I've got these. And I'm sure I have... Look, these came from Magnitska. I'm now you can. It doesn't say what these are, but you can tell by the leaves that these are marigolds. But look, these look like white marigolds. I can't wait to try them. I got more leeks in celery than God's got ideas, but lots of beets. Where the heck? Lots of marigolds. And I showed you all my beans. I got more beans. I'm going to be putting in extra beans this year. An extra 2 beds of beans. Parsley. Onions. There's my rainbow blend carrots. And I think that might be it. Hang on. Nope. Imperator carrot seeds. I have no idea. I'm going to have to look these all up. And rainbow blend carrots. So, yeah, I can get carrots at the roadside, but I'm not going to. I want to see if I get carrots back this year. These are my marshmallow plants. They're pretty. They're in the hollyhock family, but they only grow about 3 feet high. And they have these delicate pink little flowers. They are a natural, they're a medicinal herbal. Let me look. So here's what I got for carrots. Rainbow blend. Imperator. Rainbow blend. Scarlet Nantes. What kind are these? It doesn't say. And then these. So I got lots and lots of carrots. How do you salvage seeds from store-bought peppers? Well, the truth is, if you ever watched Depression Era Cooking with Clara, her father used to have a garden. She talked about people coming, her neighbor coming over and helping herself to her garden. And she'd say, no, you know, that's not right. That's my garden, right? But she would make something called peppers and eggs, right? To us, it's like scrambled eggs with onion, but she used peppers because peppers were something her father grew really, really well. And she said she would take the whole heart out of it. Her father would take the whole heart out and save it and put it aside to grow next year. The problem with store-bought vegetables is, you don't know, they're probably hybrids, so you don't know if the seeds you save are going to be the seed that came. If you say a beautiful big bright red pepper and you save the seeds, you don't know what kind of, whether it's going to be green or white or blue or purple, because it could be a hybrid, right? So you may not get the same pepper that you got when you bought the pepper in the store. Does that make sense? Bruce had his garden planted out this spring. He absolutely loves to garden. Me too, Debbie. I just get and put on a paper towel after I clean them up and let them dry. There you go. But still, you never know exactly. Hi, Lori Potter. How are you? Well, we've been getting a little bit of snow. I hope we actually get some more snow because it insulates the ground. And if we get minus 40 temperatures for like a week straight, it can do a lot of damage to plant life if there's not enough snow on the ground to insulate it. It's starting to be a whiteout here in Mercer, Pennsylvania, and people are still driving, so I'm sure there will be accidents on the interstate. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Hey, Deborah C. Yes, they have to dry out, right? They have to dry out before you put them in any kind of especially plastic wrap or baggies. Okay. I made refrigerated pickles and now I can't stop eating them. Oh my goodness, Rosita. Well, I'm probably going to plant pickling cucumbers this year just because Howie says I've been giving him more pickles and cheese in his lunch and he just loves it. Like instead of just sandwich and fruit, he gets sometimes I'll slice some cheese and put a couple of pickles in it and he just loves it. Tell me about Manitoba tomatoes, please. Okay, Manitoba tomatoes. See, someone thought that I love subarctic plenty, and I planted those one year, and they got no bigger than a large cherry tomato. So, real pain in the butt when it comes to processing, and they weren't plenty. They were like an enlarged cherry tomato. Manitoba tomatoes grow about half the size of a beefsteak tomato. But the thing that I love about them most is that they start to produce fruit within 2 months, 2.5 months of when the plant itself goes in the ground. So they produce it took me years to realize that not all tomatoes are created equal. I can grow a beefsteak tomato here, but the problem is I won't get a lot of beefsteak tomatoes from it. They're great for sandwiches, but they have a longer growing time than Manitoba. And where I live, these are perfect. Manitoba tomatoes are perfect because we have a shorter growing season. Now, I have gotten some more. They're called Quebec 5. Let me check these. Because anything that says it grows in Quebec will probably be... anything that grow. Okay. Let me just get this. Smooth, firm red fruits, 3 to 4 inches, but a little bit about the same size as, or maybe a little bit smaller than a Manitoba. Vibrant flavor. These are used for canning, fresh eating, and on every burger from August on. Quebec 5. This is where I got them from Rainbow Seeds. Very abundant, 3 to 4 inch globe tomatoes with eat off the vine flavor. Fruit groups in 5s. One of the best performing short season tomatoes available in Canada. 60 days to harvest. Now, my Manitoba tomatoes are 67 days to harvest. So I'm going to grow both. And hope like heck I don't have another subarctic plenty on my hands, which is just large cherry tomatoes, right? Exactly. Beefsteak is an 87 to 90 day tomato. So I would plant all these different tomatoes thinking they would all develop the same, but they don't. So one of my favorite tomatoes and last year I grew this is what was weird about last year. All our seeds were mixed up. Last year, I had cross-pollinated or something because the seeds I used were Manitoba tomato seeds right out of the package. I think I still have the package. And yet, I got Manitoba tomatoes that look like they had been cross-pollinated with, like the year before, I had Manitoba tomatoes and subarctic plenty, and I didn't like them, and I didn't save any seeds, but I had the occasional beefsteak. So I used 100% organic Manitoba tomato seeds last year, and I ended up with 3 or 4 different kinds of tomatoes. And the same with my peppers. The peppers that were supposed to be a rainbow blend of sweet peppers were 80%, 75% hot peppers. Right? We're not hot pepper people. Yeah, occasionally, but no. So all of our seeds last year were really whacked out, right? I'm starting to think some of my crookneck squash were gourds because they got so tough that you couldn't, if they were any bigger than that, you couldn't eat them, and they were bitter. So Forgot pickling cucumbers and regular cucumbers. Yeah. Pickling cucumbers are best for pickling, period, full stop. I usually use American standard pickling cucumbers. And I use them for everything. I use them for relish. I use them for pickles. I use them in slicing. You just make sure you take the peel off because the peel gets really bitter as they get big. But they don't ever get much bigger than that. You know what I mean? But you don't want them to get too big. But I don't grow them every year. Oh, I got a bean seed on the loose. Bean seed on the loose. I don't grow them every year. I only grow them every couple of years because we don't eat a lot of pickles. But now that Howie mentioned, he said, you're going to have to grow me some more cucumbers this year for more pickles. I'm pretty sure I still have 3 jars in the freezer from 2019 maybe? 2019? All this tomato and hot pepper talk is making me want to make some salsa. Hey, Carrie. I think I have 2 packs of the pickling cucumber seeds, and I'm going to use them all this year. Okay, hear me on this. Don't overcrowd your beds this year. I made that mistake last year. I couldn't walk in my garden because of the zucchini plants, and I got more plants than I got fruit. Same with the beans. I planted my beans way too thick. Way too thick. You know, it was a jungle. So that's why this year I've got the 4 back beds, and I might do a couple of beds up front so that they're not, you know, I might place them throughout the garden. I don't know what I'm going to do. All I know is I'm planting more beans this year. Squash and seeds, once they produced it, was gray zucchini. See what I mean? The thing is a lot of farmers will plant all of their like, they'll plant a field of spaghetti squash and a field of zucchini and a field of this and a field of pumpkins. And what happens is you may get all the fruit when you harvest, but squash flowers look like squash flowers to any bee. So if you save the seeds from those, you might get a different kind of squash or even a hybrid, right? I got ticked off at squash bugs and ripped up all my squash, etc., threw them across the fence. Oh my goodness. Told me what, Stephen? So that's why you haven't seen me grow any pumpkins or buttercup squash or anything these last couple of years, is because I've been growing zucchinis. And I don't want to grow zucchinis. Now, I have this theory. You're supposed to grow them 2 acres away from each other, right? Because bees have their flight patterns. But I'm wondering if I grow zucchini in the back and winter squash in the front, maybe my house will disrupt the flying pattern of the bees and I might get lucky. Or the seeds might be cross-pollinated. Exactly. Love beets and turnips. Ignitska, hi. Late edible carrot. Very fertile. Late variety of carrots of the burlicum type. It produces roots about, centimeters long. Wow. The variety is especially recommended for children. Okay, thank you, Ignitska. Okay, since you're here, Ignitska, I need to ask you something else because there is no English on this one I just put in here. What kind of onions are these, Ignitska? I know it says allium, and on the back it shows this. This is highlighted. But what kind of onions are these? Are these like a Spanish sweet onion? Are these a large sweet onion? What? I don't know. Oh, planted too close. Right. You're right, Stephen. You know, you're the urban farmer, not me. I'm just learning crap as I go along, right? I'm just hopeful that my onions are okay because they're in the ground already, and it's been in my opinion. Well, where are you, Lacey? Last year was Peppergate. Seeds got mixed up across the board. Well, they did it with tomatoes too. So what worries me is, do I throw those seeds out, right? I have a sealed package of Manitoba tomato seeds and a sealed package of organic Quebec fives. So let's hope, it wasn't just Peppergate, it was tomatoes too. And honestly, another burn. Honestly, I honestly think that my onions that were supposed to be Spanish onions were regular yellow table onions because they got no bigger than that. Yeah, I'm out of them. I think I'm out of them. Mercer, PA, and it's been like maybe 40s and 50s since I put them in the ground in October. Now it's getting colder finally. Really, you planted your onions in October? Steven, can you do that? Like, were they seeds? Can a food sealer keep seeds? Yeah, my beans were weird also, Steve, but a lot of my beans were stuff I had harvested from the year before. And I have some big, beautiful, flat, the yellow beans you sent me, Agnitska? I had some big, long green ones that looked exactly like them, only they were green because they had cross-pollinated the year before with pole beans. So I don't really care. Beans are beans as far as I'm concerned. North of Crawford County, and beans also. Angie Max. Yes, you can. Are you answering me, Stephen? Because if I'd have known that, I'd have planted my Well, it makes sense, doesn't it, if you plant garlic in the fall? Do you plant them by seed? Because when I start them in the house and then plant them started in the garden. They were for in the fall, so I planted them. They're just supposed to be ready in about June. Huh. Wild. Yes, seeds, starters, no. So you put the seeds in the ground in the fall, but if I start them, I plant them in the spring. You can plant onions in the fall and they will turn out bigger. Well, I wish I'd known that last year because I would have planted an entire bed. But I'll just do it the way I do it. I'll get them started and I'll plant them. Maybe that's why they weren't so big. All right, Charlene and Stephen, I will take your word for it. Yeah, you don't plant the starts in the fall, just the seeds. Okay. That's the hope at this point. Well, there you go. We'll see. We'll see, won't we? All I know is I got no control over anything that's going on in the world. I got no control over what's going on in my garden. Gardening is the ultimate act of faith, isn't it? And I'm really sorry, folks, that I came in here and I dumped on you. I mean, I have been particularly raw for quite a bit for the last couple of weeks. And this was just like a hammer blow. So I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay, I promise. And I want to thank you for being here for me. I feel your love. I really do. I feel your love. I'm going to take the rest of the day and go do some knitting and maybe watch the rest of season 12 of Call the Midwife. I know, Seashell. I know you do. And I feel selfish. I feel selfish for bringing this to you. I really do. But I do feel better, and I'm sorry that if I made anybody's day worse with my feelings. Right? Hey, Mindy. But right now, I'm going to go. And I'm going to play some Cookie Jam, and then I'm going to go watch TV and maybe try my hand at some more knitting. All right? It's been a while. I made mittens for Bubba, and they may be too big, but they, they were just fine. Yeah, I know. I know, Alice. Thank you. And thank you, Rayanne Van Ness. Yeah, but I've dumped on you guys too. I love you, Joe. I love you. This is Mrs. Volpe from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, now more than ever, I want to start my seeds, and I know I can't. Thank God I did not buy soil ahead of time. I should have bought it in the fall when it was on sale, but I didn't. Thank you for that. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care. God bless. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my day, but I do know I'm going to have to do something productive to take my mind off of things. Maybe I'll hunt for the remote. Take care. God bless. And I love you. I love you so much. Thank you so much for just letting me be me, letting me be human. Okay? I love you. Never forget that. Take care. God bless.